Hello, bros. We're back with more books. I believe this is New Book Arrivals number 223. Free. And let me shake that a little more. Let's get to it. This book I bought so I could read it on this channel, even though it's probably 45 years out of date. Music brought to you by the Notre Dame Glee Club from whenever year. Eddie Kent Thomas Jeffrey. Should put the damn fire on, but 1975, so what's that, basically 50 years ago? Yeah, I bought this copy for that purpose, to read this book. I mean, I don't know anything about the Bermuda Triangle, except what I've seen on, like, TV shows, so I don't know. It's probably a bunch of bullshit, but you never know. The Project, a thriller by Zev Chafets. He's the guy who wrote Devil's Night. I believe it's Devil's Night. Devil's Night, the story of Detroit, the fall of Detroit, and obviously is it a little too loud, the music? Yeah. He wrote that book, and I found another one of his books a few weeks ago. So I think it was Hang Time. Somebody at the thrift store where I go to must keep getting rid of these books that he owned, unless there's multiple people that owned his books. I don't know, this doesn't look exactly interesting, but since I've already started collecting him, I might as well continue. These two, Jude the Obscure by Hardy and The House of the Seven Gables, I only picked them up because they are obviously classics, but classic mass market paperbacks. And that's some good clip art right there. This looks like stained glass, bruv. Look at that. Oh, it is scholastic, too. Shamefully, I've never read Nathaniel Hawthorne that I can remember. I may never either, but what's that matter? This book I was going to look up while I was at the store, but I mean, it goes right along with all the books on miracles and Fatima and Padre Pio and all that stuff, so. A New Spirit. I believe this is also based on a old tale. Maybe I'm thinking of another book. Maybe not. I might be thinking of a different book, actually. But this would be a quick read if I ever chose to read it on there. The Miracle of Marceline is based on an old Spanish legend found and rewritten into a best-selling novel by Spain's most successful modern novelist, Jose Maria Sanchez Silva. Yeah, I was right. I mean, it makes it look like it's a real thing, but I don't believe it is. 12 Years a Slave, Solomon Northup. I don't know if this is a real account or if this was a made for movies. Perhaps the best written of all slave narratives, 12 Years a Slave is a harrowing memoir about one of the darkest periods in American history. It recounts how Solomon Northup, born a free man in New York, was lured to Washington, D.C. in 1841 with the promise of fast money, then drugged and beaten and sold into slavery. Well, that's unfortunate. So it is real. I don't know if this is the exact text of the original, but doesn't matter. I bought it. I have a faux leather copy of this already, so. This brief tragedy unraveling the Todd Dickinson affair. Originally, I thought this was a novel. I've seen it at the store a couple times, but never picked it up. I just thought it was like one of those Amish novels, but it's apparently about Emily Dickinson. Why, dear cousins, called back Emily. Why did Emily Dickinson write this cryptic note to her spinster cousins just before she died? In this arresting, even startling re-evaluation of the poet's final years and her posthumous career, John Evangelist Walsh examines the effect of several tragedies that struck Dickinson in the last 4 years of her life. The illicit love affair between her brother, Austin, and a young married woman, Mabel Todd, the deaths of her nephew Gilbert and her adored judge, Otis Lord, who may have been the master of her middle years, and the Bright's disease that made her an invalid. The combination of these afflictions, Walsh demonstrates, may have led Emily to take her own life. I really know nothing about Emily Dickinson. I should not be drinking Diet Coke at midnight. John Hersey, Blues, national bestseller. And like Zeb Chafets, Hersey has a connection to Detroit, and that is he wrote a book on the Algiers motel incident in 1968, which was part of the Detroit, or did it start the Detroit riots? Can't remember anymore. I read the book, but I have like 7 copies of it. I think this music may be too loud, but I don't care. Anyway, I don't know what this book's about, and fishing, sports, nature. Is this really? Yeah, it is the same guy because it said he wrote that book. Bizarre. Never heard of this book. I've heard of his books, Hiroshima, and a few others. Some that I have. I tried to only buy hardcovers of those. Ditto with this book. I think I may actually have this. The Professor and the Madman. Tale of Murder, Insanity, and the Making of the Oxford English Dictionary. Hope I don't have it, but I possibly do. If I do, now I can put one in true crime and one in my dictionary section of books. Murder on the Champs-Élysées. Elysees? I thought it was the Champs-Élysées. That is what it is. A Belle Epic Mystery by Alex Mandan. I only got it because it's signed. And it says that this guy is a best-selling author under a different name. But I don't know what the name is. I didn't look it up. Where does it say? Is the pen name of an award-winning New York Times and USA Today best-selling author. Under different pen names, Alex has written more than 40 novels in a variety of genres and is currently working on the next Inspector Deborah and Lucy mystery. So I don't know anything about the book. Doesn't seem to have sold any on eBay or any of his books. If he has multiples under this, you would imagine that since it's called a Belle Epic Mystery that there's multiples. But I don't know. Anyway, it don't matter. This book and this book are written by the same author, obviously, James J. Pecora, who seems to be a Michigan author. And these are obviously part of the same series. At least I think it's true crime, but I don't know. Prominent Detroit family is brutally murdered in their fairy tale cottage located in Michigan's northwest Lower Peninsula by person or persons unknown. Begins his investigation of the 30-year-old murder case and compiles information that is scattered among numerous local newspapers. First novel was Dead End. You motherfucker. So is this not real? I swear, if these aren't real, they're going into the fireplace. You will go in the fireplace, dude, if you're not. These aren't true crime. Or is this based on the murders? Anyway, I'll look into that at some point. But not now. Frank Yerby, The Treasure of Pleasant Valley, a novel about the gold rush. I only got it for this. From the library of A.G. Rosano. This kind of looks like a mass-produced one with his name printed in there, but I don't know. Might be an actual commissioned work. Don't really care about the book. Not sure if it's worth anything. Would have got it regardless since it was only 50 cents. Fear of Flying, a novel by Erica Young. Is it Young? Young. It's pretty good. Hardcover edition. See your books around once in a while, these book club editions. They're not worth a lot, but for 50 cents you can't go wrong. And the boards are in nice shape. Fear of Flying. Isn't that her most popular, famous novel? Don't know. Life After Death. Sister Soldier. Oh, record's over. Life After Death, Sister Soldier. I've already sold the paperback copy to thrift books for, I think, $3 or $4 in credit. But I scanned this one with the thrift store, the Thrift Books app, but it's got this confounding sticker. I don't know who produces these stickers or what store they're from, but I hate them. Mainly because they will not come off. And this one's going to prove me wrong, aren't you, son of a bitch? You will. Some bitch is going to come off without a struggle. I mean, there's some struggle here. Unbelievable. Every other time I've pulled one of these off, every single time it resisted and tore, but not this one. No. Spoke too soon. No, how people love this. You bastard. Come off there. We're gonna make it. Unsticky it, bruv. And it's still got some stickies on there. That's how you unsticky it with the thing that produced it. Nope, that part ain't coming off, whatever it is. Yeah, so paperback sold, so I assume this is a first edition. I didn't even know Sister Soldier was writing books, but Apparently she is. And these have some kind of following. Cute. Native religions and cultures of Central and South America. Anthropology of the sacred. Don't know if this has any values, but I assume it does. Not a particular. I have zero particular interest in native religions or cultures of Central and South America, but it's the way it goes sometimes. Hopefully it's worth something so I can eventually sell it. This book I've only got for the Mylar jacket. Killers of the Flower Moon. What's this called? Southern Exposure. I will take this Mylar off. It's got tape affixed to it, so that will be a little troll, but I will get it. Since I have a shitload of Dracula books and vampire books, I figured I would get this book about Transylvania. You don't like to see the sticker come off, but I did not pay $4 for this either. I paid 50 cents. Pyroska Varga is a beautiful and charming young woman of Hungarian descent living in Transylvania. Although her father wishes her to marry a wealthy Hungarian, Pyroska falls in love instead with the handsome Ian Bradu. Ian's family are modest goat and sheep herders from a mountain village, but worse, much worse in the eyes of Pyroska's father. They are Romanians. In a bold challenge to the prejudices of both villagers, the young couple marry. Their happiness is short-lived, however, and is shattered by the tragedies of war and communist occupation, just like is happening in America now, bruv. This is the story of two ethnic groups. Christianity and the Renaissance, image and religious imagination in the Quattro Cento. Can't say I know much about the religion in the Renaissance. Syracuse University. Looked like a scholarly tome, so I picked it up. This book I believe I already have, but now I have a second copy. Book smells. Just get a whiff of this thing. No? Yeah. Kind of got a beefy smell to it. It's got some kind of whiff of aroma to it. Don't know what it is. The new Jim Crow, as you can see, the cover's stained. I need to clean it off. That's probably where the beef smell's coming from. I don't know what the scent is, but it must be. Oh, yeah. Looks like I'm going to be selling this one. It's got some fucking. Something spilled on it. Dinner. What the fuck that is. But it's mine now. Goodbye, bruv. Goodbye.